Hey, hello friends, welcome to PyApp Studio.
This is Bubal, and today we're going to talk about how to create a database for our travel insurance applications. Those who have not seen my video before, please go ahead and see my previous playlist, and those are in Tamil, but you could see the captions is in English, so try to understand of it, and then you jump into this video to continue how to create a database. To save time, I already created the database and required things for you. I'm just giving you the walkthrough about the code so that you can easily understand what I written over there. Okay. Before that, I just want to show you a few things. I'm just referring this page like anti-room with the view Kotlin page, and this is where I'm just referring the things and then I'm making a tutorial about it. Okay. So this is only for the reference purpose, and this is the architecture we're trying to build here. We have activity, let's say it's the main activity for us, and then let's say we have a login fragment and register fragments, and those will be having the respective view model. Then that specific view model will be interacted with the respective repository. So this is called a clean architecture. Okay, this is how the communication will be happen from with the different models. We already having the fragments, and we do have a respective view models. That specific view model will be having a data on it, and then this specific view model will be interacted with some repository. So we are placing the repository for one truth of source purpose, which means this repository will decide where to fetch the data, and sometimes it go and fetch the data from the local database, and some other time it go and fetch the data from the network as well. Okay, so this decision will be made in the later, but at this point in time we just willing to get the data from only the local database. Okay, as part of this tutorial I'm going to create an entity and DAO, which is data access object, and a Sqlite database and one repository. These three things I'm going to cover as part of this tutorial. Without wasting time, I'm just jumping into this. We just making this specific data object as a table just by adding this entity annotation on top of this specific class. Table will be having multiple constraints like primary key constraints, foreign key constraints. I don't want to go in depth about it. At eye level, I'm just specifying on the primary key because each table should be having one primary key that I call it as a UID, and it's auto generator. Okay, so you don't have to pass any value here. By default it's a null. And then the rest of the information is as same as earlier. And now we need to create a database, right? Create a class called a travel database. That should be abstract class, and it has to be inherited from the room database. Okay, at the compile time, the compiler will be implementing this abstract functionality. On top of this class, don't forget to mention this annotations. We just have to annotate it with the hatch database, and in entities you just have to specify multiple entities available. Entity is nothing but a table, multiple tables available in this specific project. As far as we know, we just use a table, so I'm just mentioning the user table. If you have more than one table, you just have to put a comma in it, and you just have to specify the multiple entity classes by using the comma separate. And this is the version, is the initial version of this specific database, and the export I'm saying it's a false because I don't want to export this data outside of my applications. Okay, that's enough to create a database. Once you create a database, you need to have the instance, right? So the way of creating the instance is mentioned below. This is singleton. When I put a companion object, and when I specify any function in it, that means that specific function became as a static function, as you already aware. And here I'm creating the singleton class, creating an object of this specific class using the data builder. Here I'm passing the application context, then I'm just specifying the class, that is a travel database class. Then I'm just specifying the database name and just doing the build. So which means it's a builder design pattern, so it will create an instance of this specific class and return to us. That's it here now. So we created the database and we created the entities. Go ahead and create on DAO object. So it's supposed to be interface. You don't have to implement it, as I told you before. You just have to specify the annotations. So RoomDatabase will be taking care of the or implementing this stuff. Okay, just I'm specifying it as a DAO annotations, and then I'm just writing the couriers. Okay, so this is suspend functions, which means it's supposed to be executed inside the coroutines by specifying the suspend functions, and I'm just creating one function, and then it's passing few parameters outside of it. So here what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the users that matching the username as username or email address and password. Okay, on top of it, you just have to write the query that is being executed in the specific database. So what I'm saying here is select asterisk from user. User is the specific table. User might be providing the email address here. So in that case, the given username is either username or email address, and the password should be the one I'm entering it here. It just fetch you the user that match these two conditions. I'm writing another function to check the existence of username and email address in the registration page. Okay, so we all know like email address and username should be unique one across the different user who get registered here. So that's what the specific function will do. And then insert will do the insert operations. So on the inserts, if something is conflicts, then just I say ignore that, don't do any operation out of it. And then of course last we have a delete function. Delete function, you just have to execute delete from user, which means it will create a table for you. And in insert you don't have to say anything because it automatically take care of it by using these annotations. Okay, now only thing pending is a repository. So create a repository, just go ahead and create an object. So this is a simple object, is okay, it's nothing to do with any framework or library. It's simple Kotlin class. See, as of now I'm just passing this DAO object, so that will tell you how to fetch the data from the local database. So in case of future, if I wanted to access this information from outside, let's say into the network, then probably I will pass the network DAO, and then I have to create the DAO out of it. Then I will be using the retrofits to fetch the data from the outside. So this is the way we supposed to create the travel repository. So we're done with the travel repository, and where DAO is nothing but this one, and the word like entity is this one, and database is this one. Okay, so we almost completed this one. So next video we will talk about how to integrate this with this specific view model. Afterwards we will be in action of saving the information entered in this form, and based on this we can do the login by using that one. Okay, already implemented it, so I'm passing it here. And please do not forget to check out my next video that will tell you the way of integrating those database into a view model or view. Okay, so until then, thank you so much for watching this video. If you really like this video, please do like, share, and do not forget to press the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching the video. Bye bye.